Yo, what's up, guys? Sorry, we're back after a long weekend. Sorry, let me get out of Canva here. Oh, that's my email. um, yeah, being a long weekend. Got back this morning, drove up at 4 a.m. Being a grind, but I'm tired as fuck right now. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a couple problems. Probably take a look at, I don't know, maybe the problem of the day and something else, see what it is. Probably going to get an early night's sleep. I mean, it's only like 7:30, so I think like an early night's sleep and then probably head into sleep. So let's take a look at this problem, then we'll do one more. Alice is attempting to type a specific string on her computer, however she tends to be clumsy and may press a key for too long. Okay, Alice. Press a key for too long. Resulting in a character being typed multiple times. Although Alice tried to focus on her typing, she is aware that she may have done this at most once. You are given a string word which represents the final output displayed on Alice's screen. Return the total number of possible original strings that might have Return the total number of possible original strings that Alice might have intended to type. Don't really understand the problem, to be honest. Switching in her computer, she tends to be clumsy and may press a key for too long, resulting in a character being typed multiple times. Although she tried to focus on her typing, she's aware that she may have done this at most once. You're given a string word, which represents the final output displayed on Alice's screen. Return the total number of possible original strings that Alice might have intended to type. A, B, B, C, C, C. A, B, C, C, C. A, B, C, C. A, B, C. A, B, C, 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 C. Okay. To be honest, man, don't really have the intuition for this problem here right now. A, B, C, 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 A, B, C, C, C. So we go all the way down to 1, because it says at most 1 here. What's up, Galactic Pasta? Good to see you, bro. What's up, man? Good to see you again, bro. Been a long weekend. Got up here early this morning. I've been up since 4 a.m. I'm exhausted. How's your day been, bro? Let's take a look at that hint. Any group of consecutive characters might have been the mistake. I mean, yeah, that's not a very good hint, but okay. Going good. What about you? Yeah, dude, just tired, bro. Just tired for sure. Tired as fuck. Trying to think how we can go about this problem. You know, I'm not really getting the intuition here for this problem. I just don't really know. Oh, output 5. Oh my gosh. I thought we were outputting all of these, and I was thinking, like, dude, it's a string. Like, wouldn't this be like a recursive, like, or backtracking solution or something? But okay, we're just outputting 5. Oh my gosh, dude. I don't know why I didn't look at that. Okay. So 1, 4. Okay, so they count the first one. Then they count the amount of C's down. Is that the way to do it? Should we be counting the C's? I don't know. Output 4. I'm thinking is the way that we go about this problem, we make a hash map, right? This is what I'm cooking up here, right? We make a hash map here, right? See, I don't know if this will work. Maybe it will. I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking about the pattern. All right, we have 1A, 2 B's, 4 C's. Yeah, that's. I mean, I was kind of thinking something similar like that. I'm thinking we have A, B, C, right? So we count 1, right, for the original string, and then we count for however many are above 1. So A's fine because we have 1, right? Okay. B's 2, so we have 1 from there plus 1, and then we have 3 above 1 here, so plus 3, and that gets 5, which is the answer. I think that works. I mean, the test cases aren't really that good, but maybe that'll work. I don't know. We can try. Let's try. My dictionary is equal to, let's do a counter of word. Let's print our dictionary. Okay. Let's just like 10-0. Fourth. Okay, yeah. So now we loop through. We go for I in MySQL dictionary dot items. God, man. When I'm switching between languages, messes me up, dude. Let's do for num in MySQL dictionary dot values. We do, okay. We check if num is greater than 1, then we have some count here. This seems too simple to be the answer, but I don't know. This is the only way I can really think about it. So if the number is greater than 1, what do we want to do? We want to go, well, count plus or equal to num minus 1. Let's print out count here. Yeah, this seems way too easy to be the answer. Like, no shot. What if you A B B C C C? I don't know. What would be the answer there, bro? I don't know. What if you had A B B C C C? I don't know. Look, this probably isn't gonna work, but let's just see. I'm curious. Definitely, it's probably not gonna work, but I don't know. Okay, no. We missed a bunch of test cases. At least we passed like 550, you know. Had a little bit of some thinking. We are concerned using a hash map will fail. You say with the number of consecutive letters in a row, so counting frequency of using a hash map will fail. Well, there you go. Okay. Got jump scared by ERE. There you go, dude. That's what I got here, bro. That was my failed test case. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think here. What would be another way to go about it? Damn, bro. I really don't know. Oh man. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas of what to do here? Because dude, I don't know. Initial count is 1 because given string might be what she wants to type. Yo, what's up, Ethan? How you doing, bro? I'm not sure, dude. I don't know how to go about this. Let's see. Let's look it up. What the pattern is here, because I'm not getting the. What are they doing here? Return 1 plus sum of A is equal to B for A and B. Equal to 1, I is less than. Good, I'm moving today, so my PC isn't set up. I'm about to get to it. Oh shit, I didn't know you were moving, bro. You didn't tell me. Sounds good, bro. I'm fucking exhausted, bro. So I'm probably gonna. I think the goal is to do a couple problems, like probably 2 problems, and I'm probably gonna like end it there because I've been up since like 4 a.m. bro. I drove from Chicago to like where I live, and I'm so tired. Like it's been such a long day. I need a rest, bro. Literally exhausted. Is this, bro? Find original type string. What is going on here? So initialize the frequency counter for contiguous characters. Loop through the string starting from the second character. Okay. Increment the frequency counter if the current character matches the previous one. Return the final frequency count. Damn, bro. Really? It's that easy, bro? What problem are you working on right now? I'm working on this one. The daily problem. Find the original type string. The way I thought about it was, I mean, it seemed like the comments everyone thought about it like this, but I thought about using a hash map. You know, mapping each number and then just looping through each number that was more than 1, right? Because really we're just checking. I mean, if you read the problem, you can see that Alice tried to focus on her typing. She's aware that she may still done this at most once. So, you know, I was adding to our count when the num was greater than 1. So, you know, when it had a duplicate, and then adding it to count. That wasn't the way to go about it. So now what I read from here, that pretty much just looping through it and just checking if the first word is equal to the one before, or the word that you're currently at is equal to the one before. So let's go ahead and do that instead. Loop through for num in range length nums. We want to start at 1, right? First element. We have our 1 here. Loop through. What do we want to do? We want to check, well, if the current number we're at, so if word num is equal to word num minus 1, and we add the count. And then what? We just return count. This is meant to be word. Okay, we're definitely gonna be missing some sort of fucking something here. Okay. Wow. Well, it was that easy. That's I overthought about it way too hard. Thinking about using a hash map, should just fucking loop through it. Alright, let's try and solve this in C++. So we want to initialize a counter, right? So in counter is equal to 1. We want to loop through. for int I is equal to 0. I is less than, it's a string, so word dot size, is it dot size? C++ string, I don't know, I don't remember. Length, size, okay, alright, I guess you can use whatever. I++. Right, but we want to start at I is equal to 1. Loop through. Let me think here. Well, if the word length and size do the same thing. Okay, sweet. Well, if word I is equal to 0, and sorry, if word I is equal to word I minus 1, then what do we want to do? We want to do count plus plus. And what we want to return our count. We call the counter here. Missing a colon. Dude, my gosh. Oh, got another fucking colon here, dude. Okay. That was an easy problem to code up in C++. But yeah. Probably take a look at one more problem. Dude, holy shit, I have a sty on my eye, dude. It's so bad. Oh, it's so bad over here, dude. Oh my gosh. Take a look at a graph theory problem. Damn, dude. I don't know. Shortest path to get all keys. Nah, not a hard problem. I'm too tired for that, bro. Sometime this week, we're going to do another hard problem. Shit pissed me off. This shit's locked, dude. Alien dictionary. Take a look at number of enclaves, dude. Fuck it. I'm curious, are you familiar with I values and R values? If not, that's something I think we could go over tomorrow or whatever. To be honest, no. Is that like a C++ thing? I values and R values? Yeah, no, dude, I got no idea. I'm not sure exactly. So if I want to use a queue here in C++, there's no built-in queue, right? That's what you told me, Ethan, right? There's no built-in queue into C++. How to do queue C++. No, there is. Okay. There is a queue. There is. Okay. Okay. SCD Okay. Given m times n binary grid, where 0 represents a C cell and 1 represents a LAN cell. A move consists of walking from one LAN cell to another adjacent 4-directionally LAN cell or walking off the boundary of the grid. Return the number of LAN cells in a grid for which we cannot walk off the boundary of the grid in any number of moves. So what are we returning here? Is there represents each cell? Yep. A move consists of walking. Okay, we get that. Return the number of LAN cells in grid for which we cannot walk off the boundary of the grid in any number of moves. You know you're about the Zero Track leak code website? I have no idea what that is, bro. What is Zero Track? What is this, dude? Leak code problem rating. Backend calculates the rating of problems in leak code weekly, such bi-weekly based on the ELO rating system. Oh, what is this? What is this gonna give me some sort of ELO or something? Or what the problem, how hard the problem's rated or something? Holy shit, dude, that's bright as fuck. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So you solve this, right? I mean, we just loop through the rows. I mean, that's definitely the fastest way to do it, looping through all the rows and the columns all the way around. Or, I mean, you could just loop through, check if it's a 1, and then check if it's a row or column. Yeah, that's the website. When did I solve this, dude? April 4th. April 4th. I think this is a pretty straightforward problem in terms of Python. I think for me to solve this, you can type your contest ELO and it will give you problems around your ELO. Yeah, bro. I need to do a contest, bro. Not this weekend because it's 4th of July, but next weekend I'm gonna do a contest. I think. I feel like I gotta do my first one just for fun. Like, I don't know, dude. I don't think I'm goated at the problems, so I don't think I have a very high rating, but I think I have like decent intuition, like, and decent ability to like problem solve, so, and think about the problem, but I don't know. I don't know what I'd be rated, so I'm pretty confident I could at least get like 1 or 2 problems. Try problems around 1400, 1500. What is the what's a problem around 1400, 1500? You should do a game jam sometime soon. What is a game jam, Ethan? I don't even know what that is. Okay, let's do this in C++. Okay, so first of all, we want to get the rows and the columns, right? So our rows would be the length of, nope, that's Python. Look up Ludum Dare. I bet. Original game jam for everyone. What the fuck is this, dude? You have to like code a small game or something in like 2 hours, or? It's similar to a hackathon. You get a continuous period of time, 48 hours to create and submit a game from scratch. That sounds fun, bro. That sounds sick. I didn't know this was a thing. So it's kind of like a hackathon sort of thing. Do you work in teams, or do you like, is it by yourself? I guess you could probably just do it by yourself, but let's check out these ratings. Okay. Contest number, rating interval. 1400 to 1500. Ah. That's cool, dude. I didn't know about this website, dude. Number of ways to split a string. Yeah, we could do it together or solo. They're really fun. Yeah, let's do it, dude. Let's do it one time. Next weekend? Oh, wait, no. Fuck, dude. Next weekend's my birthday, bro. Fuck. I'm actually busy, like, the next 2 weekends, dude. I'm going to that 4th of July thing with my buddy, dude. with my buddies, like 8 of them. So I'm gonna be gone. I will Galactic. I will try one. I'm gonna be gone Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then next week's my birthday. So I'm gonna be. I got my girlfriend's coming down and a few of my friends. So but the weekend after that, bro, like I'm free for the next like month or two after that. So they happen all the time. Yeah, let's do it though, Ethan. I'm definitely down to do it. That'd be so much fun. I'd love to. We get a weekend free, like you and me, and we just fucking do something. That'd be really fun. I'd 100% be down. I'm curious, like what is like 1,000 elo rating problem? I'm just curious. Like, is 1,000 bad, bro? I don't even know if 1,000's bad. Oh shit, they don't even have that. Is that? Wait, let's do 0 to 1,000. Oh shit. Well, that doesn't even exist. 0 to 1,000. Is that not even? Oh, wait, what the fuck? Why is it not? Oh shit, I'm clicking reset every time. Oh shit, they don't even have 1,500 to 2,000. I'm trying to see if I recognize any of these problems, dude. 3 equal parts. Count the number of good partitions. I think I've solved this one. Maybe. I don't know. 2,000, 2,500. Permutations 4. So these are like goated problems right here. Like, I assume if you're like 2,500 to 3K, you're probably goated. Now you gotta press enter. Yeah, it seems like chess ratings. Yeah, exactly, bro. My goal is to use Arcane to build a game in Jam one day. Dude, that sounds awesome. Try searching for some problems you know by keyword. Oh shit, yeah, that's a good one. Here, let's search this problem, that number of enclaves. Like, let's just see what this is. This is probably such an easy problem. Like, enclaves. Yeah, 1,020. Oh, rating 1,615, bro. This problem is easy as fuck, dude. How the fuck is this? Is 1,600 good, bro? Is that like considered good? I have literally no idea. Like, I'm thinking chess elo, dude, with like 1,600, you're like kind of good at a chess. So I don't know. Like what is? Shit, dude. Course schedule. I feel like that's a classic DFS, like graph DFS. 1692, dude. No way, bro. How are these problems so highly rated, dude? Is 1,600 good at LeetCode? Fucking. LeetCode is generally considered good, indicating a solid understanding of data structure and algorithms. It's based on code forces. Oh, okay. But not necessarily at the level required passing technical interviews at top companies. Okay, so what is 2,000 good? I feel like. Is 2K good LeetCode? A rating of 2K is considered good, placing you in the top 2% of users, dude. They are not easy problems. Okay, I feel like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know. Like, for me, bro, like, this DFS, BFS problem is like fucking, like, bro, like, literally the back of my hand. Like, fucking, you know, doing DFS, BFS problems. I could do it literally blindfolded, like, fucking blindfolded and fucking using my nose on the keyboard instead of using my hands, like. But you know, binary tree like graph problems are like my best ones by far. Like, it's all BFS and DFS, and it's like literally the same. You seem to understand graph traversal problems really well. Yeah, they're my favorite sort of problems, dude. I love doing graph, but like, I don't know. There's probably some I'd fucking, but it's because, bro, like, you know, I've been doing graph traversal problems like forever, you know, like, or any, I mean, bro, like any sort of problem. Maybe try working on more recursive style problems using its stacked data structure instead of the function recursion. Yeah, that's definitely a good one. Like, that's definitely a good one. Actually, let's take a look. I struggle. There's this problem in here that I cannot do. Domino, tromino, tiling, dude. I'm telling you, I don't know what is this with the problem, bro. I cannot solve it, bro. Like, let me see how much this is rated. Like, okay, there's an, oh, bro, didn't even copy. What is going on here? Get rid of the number. 1830, bro. Yeah, dude. Feels like it's 1830. That problem's tough, dude. Like, that was like the daily problem like 2 months ago, dude. I got literally cooked on the problem. Like, I got so cooked on this problem. It was so tough. Like, what is two sum, dude? I'm curious. What is They don't even have two sum on here, bro. No way. That's not goated, bro. Not goated. Solve that one. In C++, domino, tromino, tiling, bro. This one, bro. There's no way I'm solving this problem. Like, you have two types. Ah, dude. I think it was like a recursive problem from memory. I think dynamic programming. Yeah. Fuck, dude. It was so hard. Bro, I could not think about it. Like, I could not think about how to solve it. You have two types of tasks. And look, bro, it's my last problem in Leak Code 75, dude. Like, I need this last problem, and I've finished it. Like, try it. Okay. All right. Fuck it. Let's do it. You have two types of tiles, a 2 times 1 domino shape and a tromino shape. You may rotate these shapes. Given an integer n, return the number of ways to tile a 2 times n board. Since the units may be very large, return a modulo 10 to 9 plus 7. Covered by a tile. 2 tilings are different if and only if there are 4 directionally adjacent cells on the board. I suppose both squares occupied by a tile. Start by drawing it all out in steps. The thing is, bro, is that, like, I don't even think I know how to solve it, bro. Like, I don't even know where to begin. You know, I get there's, what? You're two types of tiles. A 2 times 1 domino shape and a tromino shape, right? So we got... this one. And we got this one, right? And I assume what, we're given a number or something? What are we given? A number? N is equal, input, N is equal to 3. So we got 2 shapes we can work with, right? And we're given 3. And 3 means that we can use 3 of these shapes, right? So we can either use this one or this one every single time, right? And really, like, what, a 3 cannot go with a 2, right? There's no way. I don't think a 3 can go with a 2. I mean, do they have to all be connected? I don't know if this is like a rule. Like, can you just have, like, you know, 2, 3, right? And then you got, like, does this count? I don't know. I don't think so. Because if n is equal to 3, there are 5 different ways as shown above. N is equal to 3. You may rotate these shapes. Given an integer n, return the number of ways to tile a 2 times n board. Since the answer may be very large, return it modulo 10 to the power of 9 plus 7. In a tiling, every square must be covered by a tile. 2 tilings are different if and only if there are 2 directionally adjacent cells on the board. Exactly one of the tilings has both squares occupied by a tile. Reread what it's asking. It's highlighting, given an integer n, return the number of ways to tile a 2 times n board. 2 times n board. So 6. Okay. So we want 6. Well, for this case, it would be 6, but 2 times n, right? Since the answer may be very large, return a 10 to the power 9 plus 7. In a tiling, every square must be covered by a tile. Every square must be covered by a tile. Okay. 2 tilings are different if and only if there are 2 4-directionally adjacent cells on the board. Sometimes I like to paste the prompt to the GPT and just have it reword the problem and ask it specifically to not write any code for you. I think I understand the problem. Will this problem be easy for you, Ethan? Is this like fucking piece of cake, bro? You know how to solve it? Bro. Trying to think. Well, obviously we're going to have our recursive function, right? We're going to have... I want to think about it like in just like a backtracking sort of way where we get like the... where we're going to get a TLE, right? What would be our base case in terms of this function, right? Well... certainly, I work with arrays a lot, but this would take me around an hour, I would bet. Certainly not an easy problem. I agree. I couldn't. I think I attempted to do this in one of my old videos, bro. Like I think I spent like an hour or an hour and a half on it, bro. It was a little while ago because I don't really remember, but I couldn't solve it. So I'm thinking the base case here would be, well, if our n, right, is greater than or equal to, if our n is equal to 6, right, we obviously want to increase our count, right? Is equal. Try to solve the core concept. I'm trying to think like, how would we like simulate the rotations? You know, like, are we gonna? Is the best way to simulate it like actually building like a 2D array? You think, or is there a better way to like think about it? Because I don't know. Like, I'm thinking the base case would be, well, like, you know, if n is equal to the length of whatever, right? I'm thinking like a 2D array here. You know, if we fill up everything. And then if it's greater than, well, we can just return, right? Because, yeah, we can just return. But can 3 work with, well, I guess 3 could work with, now that I think about it, shit. Yeah, when our n gets when our n gets bigger, then, you know, we can have something like this, you know, like, well, we can come down, you know, and then we could have another 2 in here, right? And that would, you know, that would work. Don't think about optimizations. So don't think about optimizations. What? So just use a 2D array, right? It's probably the way to go about it. Let's take a look. Let's ask GPT to re-explain the problem. 790 domino. The shape you just drew doesn't work. How doesn't that work, dude? I thought it... Oh, wait, it does. Yeah, it uses every cell or whatever. Domino, tromino, tiling. Don't show code. 2 times on board, you want to completely cover it using 2 types of tiles. Domino tiles, L-shaped tiles. Your task is to find out how many different ways you can fully cover the board. Oh shit, hang on. I gotta change my laundry, dude. 1 second. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm back. Sorry. I'll use 2 separate colors for the domino and tromino to not confuse yourself. But if you can tell the difference, then that's what it matters. Okay. Yeah, that is true. I should probably use 2 different colors, but for this example, I just did orange. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do here is the way I'm gonna think about this is I'm gonna solve it like the totally unoptimized way, which I think I'm gonna try and solve this in C++ too, which is crazy for me. Even though I literally could not solve this problem 2 months ago, but I'm going to try and solve it in C++. Anyway, so I think the way I'm going to think about it is I'm going to simulate it using a 2D array. Now, do I think that you can optimize it way better than that? Probably using like a 1-dimensional array? Yeah, probably. Do I know how to do it using a one-dimensional array? Fuck no. So, do I even know how to do it using a 2D array? Fuck no. But we're gonna fucking try it anyway. So I think what you have to do is we have to simulate the rows and the columns, right? So if we have 3, then we have to go 2 times n, right? So how would we do this in C++? How would we create a 2D array? I feel like we have to define the 2D array first. In C++. How do I define? I think I use a vector or something, but I'm not. Fuck. I don't really know. Okay, so fuck, dude, this is so AIDS. Like, think about std vector. Fuck me, dude. Okay, std vector int 64 underscore t vector. Did I get that right? std vector colon vector std colon vector. Okay, I think that's good. Let's call it sim vector, right? So we've initialized our vector, 2D vector of 64 bits, which is 8 bytes. Got that in my head. Fuck me, my eye hurts. And now we want a loop, right? So how do we assign this vector? Like, does this vector have a size, bro? Like, this is just a type, right? So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than 2 times n for. Wait, do I have to do this, dude? Probably not. What am I gonna put in there? It's bound to max size of int 64 underscore t. It's bound to max size of u int 64 underscore t. So what if it's 64 underscore t? What does that mean? I can only hold like, shit, I don't even know. Bro, this is fucking AIDS, dude. Holy shit. I feel like we need to do this here. I feel like we gotta make the vector, call our backtracking function, right? Probably need a count, right? We need a colon here. Call our backtracking function with some sort of parameters in there. I don't know what yet. Void backtrack. We don't want to return anything. Does he do a visualization? Yeah, he always does do a visualization. Visualization. Really, like, I kind of know, like, how to think about it, right? Like, this is what I'm thinking, right? Hear me out, right? I think I'm just kind of struggling with the C++, like, syntax with it, but what I'm thinking here is that we have our grid, right? We have our grid of 2 times n. Let's just say it's 3 right now, so we have 6, right? So this is our grid, right? Yeah, look, this is the way I'm thinking about it, right? Totally unoptimized, right? We think about it like this, right? We have our grid, okay, of some sort of thing here. I think we can probably use Boolean variables, right? We fill it with false, right? So this is the start of our array, right? We have 2 different things. We have a domino, right? Like this. We also have a domino like this, right? A vertical and a horizontal, right? And then we have a tromino tile with some shit like this, right? And then we also have a tromino tile. We have it so many different ways, right? We can go this way. We can go like this way. Right? You can go fucking what, this way too, dude? There's 4 different ways that you can do it, right? And then what's the last one? Like this. Shit, that was terrible, right? There's 4 different... these are all the different things that we can do, right? There's 6 different choices. Okay, we can do vertical, whatever, right? We just keep checking each cell, right? We try each thing, right? We can either place this, right? Or we check this, or we check this, or we check this. And we keep placing it in the cell, changing the values to true or false, right? And just backtracking every single time, right? Until we get a full, all true matrix, right? You know, when I mean like all true, I mean like... Shit, I probably should use a different color. Right, true, 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 true. Right? Everything's true. Then we know we can count that as... Well, we're returning a count variable, right? So we return that as count, right? I feel like that's the most basic, bare minimum brute force approach with no optimization, right? That's what I'm thinking here, right? I mean, obviously it's not gonna pass or whatever, but that's the way I'm thinking about it, right? How would you differentiate a tile with another tile? I think with the true and false. I mean, I guess we could use like 1 or 0, 2, or like, you know, whatever, but I'd probably true or false would probably work better. Do you think like this is an approach that'll solve it? I mean, fuck, dude. I don't know. Like, um, thing is, bro, how do I make a fucking Boolean fucking array? I'm just gonna try to do it with C++, bro. Like, I mean, I need the practice, so, you know, fuck it. Like, how to fill 2D array with Boolean variables. Bro, fuck me, dude. Like, what the fuck does this mean, bro? Like, vector and a vector, a 2D array of type Boolean. Board. Like, bro, what the fuck does that mean? Right. So I would call a board here. What's this fucking extra shit on the end, bro? Probably some sort of parameter. It won't work though because it lets you say set the 0, 0 and 0, 1 as one tile, and then you pick another tile 1, 0. How do you make sure that that 1, 0 tile doesn't override the 0, 0 Boolean flag? Shit. And then you pick another tile 1, 0. How do you make sure that that 1, 0 tile doesn't override the 0, 0 Boolean flag? Well, you check it by the you check it by I mean, you can move like you move in the direction that it. Hang on. So you're saying true here, right? Well, you go to another cell that's false, right? And then you try and put in another vertical one like this, right? And you can move it directionally, like you check here, right? So first of all, we see this, we loop, and we see that this is false, right? We place a true here. And then we check left or down, right? We go left, we already have a true, so that wouldn't work, right? So we'd have to find another false, right? So then we would go down here and then add the true here. And then we go back, backtrack, loop again, add the true. That's what I'm thinking. You don't know where the tile starts though. You won't know where the tile starts though. So what are you suggesting that I do? What do you suggest I do, Galactic? I'm fucking trying to think about how the fuck to... board, right? We its size is equal to 2 times n. How do we make this board? How do we make this? What do you think, Galactic? Because the first 2 bool flags indicate the tile right, then the third tile will look at the left, see it's true, but how does it know that it is a new tile and not the end of the previously picked tile? Well, wouldn't you... And the third tile will look at the left, see true, but how does it know that it is a new tile and not the end of a previous picked tile? Well, we place a tile here. I feel like first of all, we'd find this false, right? We'd loop through. Remember, like, this is like the totally like unoptimized approach, right? So what I'd have here would I'd be looping through each thing again, right? I'd have a double for loop inside the backtracking function, and I'd be looping through the rows and the columns, right? I'd check here, see this is a false, and then I'd attempt to add a horizontal one first, right? So I go here, I'd add this to true, and then I'd check left and I'd check right, right? Obviously right's out of bounds, so it wouldn't work, and I check left, it's already true. Therefore it wouldn't work, right? So I get rid of this true, and then I come and check a vertical, right? Go true here, and then attempt to add a vertical and see that it works, and then I add a vertical here to the true, right? And then I'd loop through again, right? Got the double for loop, so I'd start again, keep looping, keep looping, keep looping. See that I have a false, right? Attempt to do a horizontal, right? That'll probably be the first one, or, you know, whatever I make it as. Add a true. Doesn't that indicate it's a horizontal tile then? I'm not sure. I don't know if I'm like understanding what you're trying to say. I'm not sure, bro. Because like, right? I said in the beginning, inside of the, like, this is totally unoptimized solution, right? Like, so, right? I'd start off with nothing, right? Let's say my first function in my backtracking function, right? Which is, again, you know, an n squared loop. I'd attempt to add a horizontal, right? Starting at F, right? I add true, and then I go right? And I add true. Okay, that works. Then I backtrack, go to the beginning, go all over again, see that the next one is F here, right? Add a true, attempt to add a horizontal, see that doesn't work, right? Then I attempt to add a vertical, I add a vertical, right? Then I keep going, you know, same thing. Put true in 0, 1, and false everything else. 0, 1 is our starting index. Why would we pick 0, 1 as a starting index though? Are you saying here? You're saying this one, right? Or 0, 1, right? 0, yeah, 1. Okay, so you're saying here, right? Why would we pick here as our starting index? Why wouldn't we just start from 0, 0 and pick here? I don't understand. Row 0, call 1. Row 0, call 1. So you're saying here. Isn't row 0? Right, this is row 0. Column 1. What is that here, bro? What do you... Am I tripping, dude? I don't know. Put true in 0, 1, false everywhere else, no row 0, call 1, and then go to root. Row 0, column 2. Row 0, column... This is 0, 0, right? This is 0, 1, isn't it? 1, 0. 2, 0. 1, 1. 2, 1. Right? Is this right, or am I tripping, dude? No, that 1, 0. Oh, this is... Oh, this is 1, 1 here. Fuck me. Yeah, this is 1, 1. Oh, shit. You're tripping. Okay, this is row 1, column 0. This is 1, 0. Okay. Row 1, column 1. Right, row 1, column 2, 1, 2. 0, 0. Row 0, column 1. 0, 1. Okay. 0. This would be 2, right? This is right. Or am I tripping? This is right. Or am I tripping balls, dude? 1, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2. 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2. Yeah, that looks right. Okay. So you're saying put true in 0, 1 and false everywhere else. Okay, let's switch colors, dude. You want me to put true here? Why would we even start here out of everything? It's not X, Y, it's rows, calls, max. So just flip it in your head for this. Yeah, yeah. I got it. So you're saying, why would I start by putting true here? I don't understand why I'd start by putting true here when I loop through, I'm always going to begin going through. I'm just trying to explain. Okay. I'll let you explain. I'm going to look at, while you explain and type it, I'm going to look at how to fill this vector with booleans. Now if we put true in 0, 2, okay, it counts as a tile, right? Yeah. This would be, yeah, horizontal tile. Oh my god, dude. Counts as a tile, right? So now if we play 0, 0 is true. Okay. We play 0, 0 is true. Can you explain to me how would you differentiate which one is a tile and which one is not? Can you explain to me how would you differentiate which one is a tile and which one is not? Well, if we place the true here, I feel like this is where we'd backtrack from, right? We'd try this. Sorry, wait. We can only go. We can only check horizontal and vertical, right? So really, all we can check is this way and this way, right? So we place. We've already counted this as a horizontal, right? So our count is already 1. Okay. We placed a true here, so we would check. If you try 0, 0 to be a tile, then explain to me how 0, 1 and 0, 2 is not a tile then. Dude, I am so lost what you're trying to say. I feel like in what you're trying to say to me is that we've already made this a horizontal tile. So our count is already 1. We've counted this as 1. We've then placed true here at a false tile. And we are going to check. The only two things we can backtrack to is we would check if this is a vertical tile or this is a horizontal tile, right? So we can check this way, right? We'll check horizontal first, just because that's probably what I'm going to start off with when I start doing the backtracking code. I'm going to check if it's a horizontal tile, right? I check that this is a horizontal tile. I see that there's a true here already. So that's not going to work, right? So I'd backtrack back and then attempt to go down, right? See that this is a false. Add this to true. Then we've got 2 tiles here. So this counts as a horizontal tile. Sorry, a vertical tile. So then that's it. Which is a true. Yes, this is a true. So then we'd backtrack back. We wouldn't count that as a. So that means it's a tile, no? No, it's not a tile because we've already got something here. This is considered one tile, right? We don't need to put anything else in these squares. If we, right? You said that this, right? We already have a tile here. We have a horizontal tile, right? Everything else is false. We find this square that it's empty, so we place a true here. Then we check, okay, is it horizontal? Okay, no, there's a true here, so I'm gonna backtrack back, right? Because I'm looking for a false, right? Then I'm at true here, and I backtrack vertically, right? See, then place a true here. Now this is considered a vertical tile, so now our count is originally 1, and we go 1 plus 1. Now we have 2 tiles, right? Then we go back to this false here. Again, we're using an n squared, like double 4, right? So we're looping through. I'm thinking about looping through it, like normal, right? We see that there's a false here. We add our true, attempt a horizontal, right? Here we could go right or left, right? And then we backtrack back. Is that, I don't know, is that wrong? I could be wrong. I have no fucking idea, dude. That's literally just my thought about the problem. Am I wrong, Galactic? I don't know. I have literally no idea. I don't even think I can solve this problem, to be honest, right? I'm literally struggling how to define a Boolean array in C++, dude. I don't even know. That is my thought. That is my thought, dude. You still have a problem of differentiating a tile from one another, though. Because 0, 0, 1, 0, and 1, 1 is a tromino tile. But they can also be a domino tile. Solve it the way you think it will work. Also be a domino. Look, dude. Yeah, I mean, look. I am no genius, dude. I'm honestly pretty garbage at this stuff. So I don't think I'm right anyway. You are probably right. I probably. This is great for practice regardless for using C++. I agree. Look, Galactic, I'm going to try and solve it, dude. I have no idea. What I'm doing is probably wrong. I don't fucking know, to be honest. The goal for tonight, I'm probably going to go to sleep in like probably, 10 minutes. I'm literally exhausted. What I'm going to do is I want to define this array first. And then what I'll do is I'll do the backtracking tomorrow, right? Because I'm literally exhausted. So I want to figure out how I can define this board first. And then I'm probably going to go to sleep. And I know that's probably like the easiest thing ever. Look, I'm also not good at leak code either. Yeah, I mean, bro, like, yeah, I agree. I appreciate your help. I don't really think I'm really understanding like what you're trying to say, because I'm also don't really know kind of what I'm doing. We are at the same level, bro. Okay, all right. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really know what I'm doing, So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not really understanding what you're trying to say. I don't know. Have you solved this problem, Galactic? Okay. We have a board here, right? We probably want to pass in our... We want to pass in our board. I was trying to say rather than using bools, use ints. Okay. I mean, I could, yeah. I mean, I can use zeros and ones. That... so that you can differentiate between tiles. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do it as an integer. That's fine. I'm cool with that. So 0, 0, put 1, 0, 1, put 1. Okay. I'm going to fill the board with zeros just as a false, and then I'll flip them to ones, right? And 0, 2, put 2, and then so on. Okay. Well, okay. All right. I understand. For right now, dude, I'm just going to initialize the board. Okay, that is the goal. That is the goal right now. I got to initialize the board. So let me figure out how to initialize the board, because I literally have no idea how to. Yeah. Okay. So let's get rid of this, right? 2 times n, we got our vector. We have our backtracking function that I'm going to comment out. Is std fill a thing? Dude, I have no idea. Like, it's like the colors in example 1. Yeah. What I'm trying to understand here is that how can I get this board to have enough memory for what I want to do? Because, I'm trying to think. In Python, right, I can just declare the board and just put, a certain size and just fill it with falses using string comprehension. I'm trying to figure out what's the way to do it in C++. Instead of using colors, we're using ints to differentiate between the tiles. Okay. Okay, now I understand kind of what you're saying. So then you can differentiate between tiles. Okay. I think I understand. It is n by n, right? Yeah, 2 times n. A 2 times n board. I initialize the board here. Of type integers, we got our count. What I don't get is how std fill victim begin. Yeah, but how do I like initialize the size here, bro? Like, there's no size in this board, right? Like, it's just a fucking board. Oh, it's just a board. Like, this is just a 2D vector of type integer, right? So how would I... Don't I have to, like, initiate the size of it, right? Easy way to initialize everything to 0. std fill SD fill board. Dot begin. Board dot end 0. It's a dynamic array, so it's unbounded. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Okay. Okay. Let's see if that runs, because I... Bro, holy fuck, dude. I'm literally gonna fucking boot into Windows and do this in Visual Studio 22. I cannot stand doing C++ on this shit, bro. Like, I literally have no idea what's going on. And like, CD fill begin, board end. But you don't have to. It avoids resizes during insertion. Okay. Okay, let's loop through this, right? I is less than board dot size I plus plus. I just want to print it just to make sure, you know, it works, you know, type shit. I is less than board size J plus plus. Int m is equal to number of columns straight from ChatGPT. Let's go to GPT, bro. You might actually have to specify size before using cfill since you're giving it iterators to the vector. Okay, hang on. I'll fix that in a second. We want to print our board IJ STD STD out. Oh no, would I leave it like this? Yeah, that looks good, I think, right? Then I probably want to do the SCD and L here, right? End line, I think. You have to specify the size, I'm pretty sure. Fuck me, bro. There's so much information right here. Holy fuck. You might have to specify size if we're using SEO since you're giving it iterators to the vector. You have to specify the size, I'm pretty sure. I mean, yeah, bro. Okay. Alright, bro. Why am I getting an error? That's just C star you would use. Shit, dude. I put I here. Whoops. J0 size J plus plus I board size IJ STDL and okay, here I have to, so I do have to okay, so here I have to initialize it with a I do have to initialize it with dimension before using or filling it for a 2x m board. So here they do board 2 times std vector int and 0. So this initializes it with zeros, right? So I don't need this fill here anymore, right? I initialize the board 2 times the size of n. Initialize with dimension ball. Okay. Fuck me, bro. Why am I getting this error, dude? I don't know what this fucking means, bro. Literally have no idea. Missing a closing curly brace, bro. Where am I missing the closing curly, bro? Oh shit, dude. Whoops, dude. Fuck, my bad. Error expected expression. Reference to overloaded function cannot be resolved. Did you mean to call it STD? Oh, do I need to see out again? See out. And oh my gosh, dude, what the fuck? Oh, I deleted this. Whoops. Okay. Bro, this is giving me a headache, dude. Non-void function does not return a value. Okay. We need to return something. Let's return our count. Bro. Just do STD CR board. Yeah, but bro, want that? If I put that here, isn't that just gonna make a new line every single time? I want to print it like, you know, by line. What the fuck is this? What the hell does this mean, bro? Oh my gosh, dude. Heap overflow on address at size 4. So it doesn't like this. Alright. Alright, I'll put SCD-NL on the end here, bro. For you. Let's just see if it prints. Okay, that doesn't even print either. Nice. Okay, cool. Cool, dude. I don't know. Accessing memory outside of the bounds. Oh, okay. I think this has to be -1, right? There we go. Okay. Why the fuck am I... Bro, why am I just printing 0 right now? I is less than 2, J is less than N. I is less than 2, J is less than N. Bro, I'm literally just trying to print a 2 times N board. Like, that is all I'm trying to do. Like, oh shit, wait, you're right. Should be 2 times N. Oh, board 0 size. Yeah, that's right. My bad. For columns. Remove the -1. Oh, okay. Okay. There we go. Fuck me, bro. That is such a hassle, dude. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay. Alright, well, there we go. We initialize our board. Let's go, dude. You're only going to print the first row of the matrix. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna call it there for tonight because it's getting late and I am exhausted and I have other shit. I have other stuff I need to finish. So I'm gonna finish this problem tomorrow. But instead I'm gonna do it on Visual Studio instead, so I don't have to do it on here. But yeah. Yeah, thank you guys for the help. Appreciate it. C++ drives me insane. As I'm thinking of the syntax, dude, I forget that I'm not even looping over the columns. You know, like, I don't know. Something different throws my head around the place. But anyway, yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow solving some more. So, yeah, should be fun. Hopefully we can solve this problem. It might even take me the whole stream to solve this problem. I don't know. I'm going to do the brute force approach, and especially if I'm doing it in C++, and then you know, then optimizing it is definitely going to be, you know, frustrating. So we will see. You're doing a good job. Keep it up, bro. Appreciate it. Thank you, man. I got to keep wrapping this stuff in my head because it flies me in different directions, and it's lose concentration. But anyway, appreciate it. Thank you guys. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Galactic. Thank you, Ethan. It was fun. Appreciate you. See you guys tomorrow. So it should be fun. See you guys later.